have passed. Austin celebrated this holiday with the Mexicarte Museum's 40th annual Viva la Vida Festival and Parade on October 28th. The Muertos Mercado features over 20 Dia de los Muertos inspired artists, artisans, vendors, and marketers.
This is my first time coming to Austin's Muertos Festival. I'm from Corpus Christi. I go to theirs every year. I just got here, so it's really pretty. I can't tell you how much I enjoy it yet, but I think I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Viva la Vida Street Festival is composed of 4 major areas at 40th and Congress, each location offering exciting ways to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. These locations are Calavera Central, Muertos Mercado, Fantastical Markets Plaza, and Lower Third Lane. Holiday traditions including honoring the deceased using calaveras and marigold flowers, building altars also known as ofrendas, with the favorite foods and beverages of the departed.
Different communities to see. Basically, it's a celebration of Mexican culture, and people come to expect this every year. It's an important part of the Austin.
I personally believe that it's the authentic culture of Texas, and it's just acknowledging that, and I think it resonates for everyone.
And the marigold symbolizes a circle of life because it's kind of like a pungent flower. It's not sweet, so it's a more serious celebration. When it's with the marigolds, the bright color kind of like draws the spirits in, and that like pungent scent means the spirits can find the altar. And it's around like the sun, so it symbolizes kind of just the circle of life. I think the spirit, people kind of coming together because they appreciate Mexican culture, or they believe that the memory or the spirit of the deceased can actually visit. I think it's like the celebration of life, and that we have to be joyful even when life gives us lemons or we lose somebody we love. We have to find joy in it.
Amelie Vaquero, tstvnews.
Great reporting, Amelie. Who was at the event and what was the ambiance like?
Yeah, so there was a lot of people at the event. I was so impressed because there was actually people like from over the world, and it was just so great to see, different people, not only Hispanic people, but also it shows how much this holiday is just increasing here in the U.S. Because I feel it's so important to just commemorate, those who have passed too.
Can you tell me more about what the ofrendas are?
Yeah, so the ofrenda is like an altar with like pictures of friends, family, even pets who have passed. And sometimes they put like even their favorite, food, beverage, just to remember them.
And were people dressing up as calaveras?
Yeah, it was so fun and exciting to, see people just going all out and dressing up and just commemorating this. So yeah.
UT's Food for Fines program is back this November. Students, faculty, and staff with a qualified parking citation can pay it off with a donation of beans or rice to the UT Outpost Food Pantry for students. Donations are also welcome from those who do not have a citation to pay off. The program will run until November 20th and is sponsored by UT's Parking and Transportation Services and UT Outpost. Former President Trump is leading President Biden in the polls in 5 of the 6 key U.S. states, according to Sunday's polling numbers published by the New York Times and Siena College. Biden is leading the polls in Wisconsin by 2 percentage points, while Trump is leading the polls in Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan by a margin of 4 to 10 points. The New York Times states those who supported President Biden during the 2020 election are now flipping sides because they feel the Biden administration is no longer going in the right direction. Now we'll hear from PrimeTime reporters Sarahi Vasquez and Kim Andrade about More Than Pink, a walk for breast cancer.
You gotta get warmed up for your walk. Yeah.
Good morning, Longhorns. Today is Sunday, October 29th, and I am at the annual More Than Pink walk here in Barton Creek Square. Today, many gathered to provide community and support for breast cancer survivors. Businesses, vendors, and performers have all come together to raise awareness for this cause.
This is my first year actually with the More Than Pink walk. I've been involved with breast cancer for a few years and working related with cancer oncology for a decade, for 10 years.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And could you tell us a little bit about the tent?
Yes, so this is the We Remember tent, and this is where we remember those that have passed and that we have lost because of breast cancer. So people come in here, they write a little note and they hang it into one of the ribbons.
When I was diagnosed with it in 2018, the question wasn't, why me? The question is, why not me?
We have a team that is in memory of my mom, and we have been doing Race for the Cure and now More Than Pink Walk for over 20 years now.
And my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer several years ago, and so I wanted to walk in memory of her.
As you can see, this event has had an immense impact on breast cancer survivors and has helped us all acknowledge the battles fought by many. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sarai Vasquez with TSTV News.
Now on to Primetime Reports with Hope Vanderberg. Hope, how's your day?
Hey, my day's been great. Time for 2023 came to an end yesterday, putting us back in standard time. Currently, Hawaii, Arizona, and several U.S. territories do not observe daylight saving time. The Sunshine Protection Act, passed by the Senate in 2022, would have made daylight saving indefinite year-round, but it was not taken up by the House and has since made little progress. Many in the medical community argue that our body's sleep cycles are more naturally aligned with standard time. 19 states have made efforts for permanent daylight saving, while 9 have advocated for permanent standard time. The 3 pandas at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. will be returning to China November 15th as their loan agreement expires with unsuccessful renewal efforts. Zoo Atlanta will be the only U.S. zoo left with this panda program, but their agreement expires in 2024. If it is not renewed, there will no longer be any pandas in the U.S. for the first time since 1972. This comes as tensions on various issues continue between China and the U.S. This gifting practice, known as panda diplomacy, demonstrates friendly relations between China and other countries. Australia and Britain are facing similar panda loan expirations with China within the next year. An Arab Muslim student at Stanford University was injured in a hit-and-run accident Friday on the university's campus. The Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office is investigating this incident as a hate crime. The student, Abdul Omira, was struck on a crosswalk by a vehicle as the driver shouted a racist comment while driving away from the scene. Omira criticized the university for a slow and downplayed response after they issued a statement 6 hours after the incident had occurred. Omir remains in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
When we return from break, more on local news. Stay tuned.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue?
Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back. American Airlines has announced that they will be changing a number of routes departing from Austin-Bergstrom Airport. The Austin Business Journal submitted scheduling changes, which include that the airline plans to cut 21 of its 46 offered destinations from Austin in the coming year. A representative from the airline said, quote, "Austin remains an important market for American as we continuously evaluate our network," end quote. The airline said that they will offer 53% more daily seats and 19 additional daily departures next year. It is not yet confirmed when these changes will go into effect. Mohawk Austin is hosting Austin's annual queso contest on November 12th from 12 to 3 p.m. The event not only gives you an excuse to be cheesy, but it also benefits the Central Texas Food Bank. Join the judges in tasting various categories of queso and see who will win best in show. Clean, drinkable water is getting harder and harder to access in the Navajo Nation in the Southwest. However, a team of engineers at UT are working closely with Navajo members to develop a solution. Together, they've created a new water filtration system with pottery, lining clay pots with pine tree resin and silver-based particles that purify water. Now on to Primetime World with Trent Lamb. Trent, what's going on in the world?
Well, thank you so much for having me today. There's a lot going on throughout the week. So first off, we had Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will meet with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng this week to discuss economic diplomacy. The meetings will take place Thursday and Friday in San Francisco before the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit on Saturday. The two hope to discuss the country's economic policies, climate change initiatives, and lay the groundwork for President Biden and President Xi Jinping's upcoming meeting this weekend. Air pollution in India has caused schools to be shut down until November 10th. In the capital of Delhi, the air quality index has reached 10 times the acceptable limit. Pollution is so high that masks offer little protection. Schools have moved to online learning for high schools, and extracurricular activities have been canceled. Parents are concerned over the abrupt breaks as school schedules have just gone back to normal after the COVID-19 pandemic. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made an undisclosed visit Sunday to Baghdad, Iraq. The visit showed support for the Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, while sending a message to neighboring countries over the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Blinken's trip through the Middle East aims to contain the fallout from the ongoing war and deter countries from joining. Blinken is continuing his visit throughout the week, most recently stopping in Turkey today.
Reminder, Longhorns, the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, application will be opening in about 3.5 weeks. In previous years, the FAFSA application opened on October 1st, but for the 2024-2025 school year, the application will be opening on December 1st. According to the FAFSA website, the application is delayed because it will now, quote, expand the eligibility for student aid, end quote, and have a, quote, streamlined process, end quote. Please note that for the following school year, the application will be returned to opening on October 1st. For more information, be sure to check out the Federal Student Aid website at studentaid.gov. The U.S. Department of State has recognized UT as a Fulbright Hispanic Serving Institution leader, alongside 46 other Hispanic serving institutions. The Fulbright program is the U.S. government's flagship international educational exchange program. The designation follows the heels of the UT receiving the Seal of Excellencia, an award recognizing the university's efforts in recruiting and retaining Hispanic students. This year, the percentage of Hispanic students at UT rose from 27.9% to 28.2%. Sonia Fehrenbaum, the Senior Vice President Provost of Global Engagement, said, quote, "We are excited about our partnership with Fulbright as we continue our pursuit of excellence in global education," end quote. Dell Children's Medical Center of Central Texas launched its stem cell therapies and transplant program after 16 years of fundraising. The accreditation process will be completed in the next 12 to 16 months, where a team of nurses, physician assistants, social workers, pharmacists, and nutritionists will be formed. The program will perform clinical trials and provide therapies that are often used in treating cancer or sickle cell disease. One accredited 10 to 12 patients are expected to be treated per year, and those numbers should grow to 8% to 10% yearly. When we return, Campbell Coyote joins us to talk sports.
13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue?
Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
PrimeTime. Now we have sports correspondent Campbell Choate here with us. Thank you for being with us, Campbell.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. On Saturday, the Texas versus Kansas State game went to overtime. What led to this and how does it affect the rest of the season? Number 7 Texas hosted number 23 Kansas State this Saturday as the big noon game on Fox. Malik Murphy started his second game at DKR Stadium, and while he threw 200 yards and 48 yards, he also had 2 interceptions. After the last time Murphy started, Coach Sarkisian said he wanted to see more execution in the Texas red zone, which Texas continued to struggle with. Jonathan Brooks rushed a total of 112 yards and had a touchdown. CJ Baxter and Adonai Missile also got in on the end zone. Texas defense was strong in the first half, but slowed down in the last part of the game. Kansas State ended up getting 2 touchdowns and a field goal to tie it up in the fourth quarter, and the game went to overtime. Here, Bert Arborn continued to prove that we can rely on him during close games, and Texas defense also managed to become a wall. Texas ended up winning 33-30 after the Wildcats failed to get a touchdown. As for the rest of the season, Texas is now number 1 in the Big 12 after Oklahoma's loss to Oklahoma State this Saturday. Texas' record is now 8-1 overall and 5-1 in conference play.
Basketball season is finally here with both men and women teams hosting their exhibition games last week. How did both teams do and what's next on their schedules?
Men's basketball hosted their exhibition game on Monday against St. Edward's University. Their game started off much closer than anticipated, but Texas ended up winning 84-63. Despite some injuries resulting in multiple players not getting time on the court, Tyrese Hunter had a standout performance. Hunter had a game high of 22 points, and their game starts tonight at 7 against Incarnate Word at the Moody Center. As for the women's team, their exhibition game was on Thursday against Midwestern State. Texas ended up winning 124-52. The women's team continues to strive for excellence after head coach Vic Schaefer said he wasn't happy with the 18 turnovers offense committed. With this type of attention to detail in place, there's hope that this team will return to the NCAA tournament and advance further than last year. The next game for the women's team is this Wednesday at 7 against Southern University. This will also be played at the Moody Center.
If you haven't heard by now, the Texas Rangers defeated the Arizona Diamondbacks in Game 5 of the World Series to win the title. What is so historic about this win?
This is the first time the Texas Rangers have won the World Series in franchise history. Previously, the Washington Senators, the franchise moved to Arlington in 1972. For 62 seasons, the franchise had never won a World Series until this one. This is the second World Series appearance for the Rangers since 2011, where they lost to the San Francisco Giants. This win also marks the end of an 11-0 postseason record on the road.
After the break, Ruth Martin joins us to talk entertainment.
13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue?
Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Comes out. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Ruth. And thank you for... That's your Monday briefing from all of us at TSTV News. Thank you for watching. Now go out and change the world.